Destiny is pain and pleasure. The principle is simple, and it exercises absolute power over our lives. What we associate in our mind with pain, we will tend to avoid at all costs. And what we associate with pleasure, we will seek out and desire more of in our lives. The only thing that ultimately separates those people who succeed and those people who fail are the actions that they do or do not take in their lives. And those actions or lack of them are associated with pleasure or with pain. If we associate pleasure with resourceful and empowering actions, then we will tend to do resourceful and empowering things. If we associate pleasure with unresourceful or disempowering actions, then it follows that we will tend to do unresourceful or disempowering things. And the actions that we do or do not take, for the most part, determine the outcomes that we experience in our lives. This is the main reason for acts of overeating, smoking, or drug abuse. As a consequence of the need to survive emotionally as well as physically, we learn strategies which we enjoy and repeat, or hate and avoid. A person who is overweight will have developed some certain mental associations that, for them at least, represent more pleasure by eating than the pain of being overweight. The same holds true of smoking and drug abuse. Conversely, those who avoid these vices have learned to associate the reverse or degrees of it. Logically, nothing can happen until something does happen. If action is the prerequisite for making things happen, then the prerequisite of this is what makes us take the action in the first place, and that is thought or decision. Decisions are based entirely upon pain or pleasure, or the principle of that at least. Ultimately, every human act, good or bad, comes from the need to gain pleasure or avoid pain. Whether these acts are normal, common, or socially acceptable is quite another matter. It's more about what serves us, empowers us, and adds to the positive and fulfilling quality of our lives. Look back on your own life. What obvious and easily remembered outcomes can you recall, desirable or otherwise, that came about because of the actions that you took, either to gain pleasure or to avoid pain? Well, actually, every outcome that you have ever experienced occurred because of yours or someone else's desire for one or the other. But consider some that were caused directly because of your own associations with pleasure or pain by you. What is it that you do that you enjoy doing? What is it that you don't do because you don't enjoy doing it? What do you avoid in your life? What do you seek out in your life? And to what extent do they conflict with the outcomes that you want to achieve?